Good morning, Wise. First in this morning, Terry Bottomley, AJ, Mark Pickering, and Mark Pickering. Good morning, mate. Linda, good morning. Tammy, good morning. How's it going, guys? Donna Marie, good morning. Sorry, old chap. No Becca's on the live, thank you. Franklin, yes. Awesome sauce, man. Thank you. Right. I've not got my head torch on. Hang on a minute. That excited. Stacey Justin, good morning. How are you, mate? Oh, yes. You know this. You should eat. Right, let me get my headlight on. Otherwise, I'm never going to see where we're going. Got my theme tune on again. It's the night time that matters. I haven't got pictures of the night. I haven't got the will to try and fight. Right then. First two bell ends of the day got rid of. Another boring comment. Oh, God. Tell me something I haven't heard. All right, let's go. Try and get the job done, because obviously I'm going to Liverpool this morning to see Hayley, so I want to get finished as handy as possible. Of course, there'll be a bonus drive live to Liverpool. Short gap between this one and that. Good morning, Stephen Thorburn. How are you, mate? Pooch, come on. Come on. Just gonna have that last piss, Dad. Then I'll just twinkle toe all the way up. Come on, you little div. Get in. Go on. Come on. Good boy. You take my self-control. Whoa. Right then. That's awesome, Stephen. Callum, S3X, good morning. How are you, mate? Living in a uptown world. I bet she never had a backstreet guy. Oh, the Okie we call it, Tammy. Are you from the UK, Tammy? Are you from States or somewhere? Because if you're not from the UK, you've probably got no idea what the Okie is. Alvin Diaz, good morning. Ooh, that sounds lush. Mark Pickering, yes, you know this. Always the 80s bangers. Sassy, good morning. That's the one, Callum. Are you from Preseli? Oh, then you should know what the Okie is. I wasn't sure whether you're from overseas, because the Okie is pretty, a little quirky song for the UK, I think. Hey, good morning, Shane. How are you, buddy? Mark Danks, good morning. How's it going, guys? High-class toys. Town boys. She's got a choice. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. I remember when this was number one, and my dad was in the bath. We were living in Northampton at the time, and he used to have this old Philips reel-to-reel cassette thing that had a radio on it as well. Skylar, good morning. And I remember sitting outside the bathroom while he had the radio on, while this was number one. I was loving it, living the dream. I used to love this song. He's all good and hood, Sassy. We have had words once. There he is. Because I drove off and left him. Because he was fanning around. So he needed to be taught a little lesson, so I drove off. And since then, he's been pretty good. Good morning, Giles. How are you, my man? There he is. Not Puccini. Come on, you. Let's go. So, as many of you have seen on the group, I've got hi-fi in the pub now with my speakers and amplifier. Come on. So, although we won't be live from the pub this weekend, we will be live from Hayley's house, but I'm just so excited to go live from the pub the next time we can, and then hopefully in the meantime, my turntable, my preamp, and I also bought my old cassette deck. Found one on eBay last night, so I bought one of them as well. So I'll actually have my complete old setup that I used to have, you know, with bits that, well, one bit got stolen, one bit I got rid of. And I messaged Hayley last night. I said, you know what? I feel like getting a cassette deck. Now we're getting the vinyl back. And I said to her, you know, it'd be nice to, you know, obviously do a vinyl night for you guys. That'd be in the living room of the house. But I said it would also be nice and romantic if I could do a cassette tape for her. So at some point, I will do a cassette tape of songs. And maybe I'll treat her to an old-fashioned cassette Walkman just for old time's sake. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Lots of lives coming this summer. We'll be going camping eventually once it's warm enough, and I've got a couple of bits and bobs that I need to get for that. And also, we will be doing lives from the roof of the pub at some point, and I'll be able to see the phone in the sun, because I've got my prescription shaves now. Don't be eating grass this early, lad. Come on. So, yeah, that's kind of what we got planned. Just need to get Hayley's mother's funeral out of the way, and then we can get back to a little bit of normality and start hammering the lives of a weekend again. Come on. What do you mean, Skylar? Per night, or how long have I done it for? Here we go. It's okie dokie time. You put your front paw in. Right. Let me just juggle this milk and I'll be back in a rolling mo. Hang on. Stay there, Pooch. Oh, you are a fun little thing, aren't you, like to say? She's sitting. Good in the hood. Looking a bit tidier. Half the load's gone this morning. Massive amounts left to do. Paul Nelson from Glasgow, good morning. Kimberly Trini, good morning. How are you, mate? Great to see you all, as usual. Now, I'm going to keep the live going for a bit, but if need be, I might do a restart, but I'll warn you all when I'm going to do it. Tonight, Skyland, so I started, is that what you mean? What time did I start? I started at 2 a.m. I'm all good in the hood, Kimberly. Travel agent Dylan Joseph, good morning, mate. How you doing, buddy? A lot of rain in Trinidad. Wow, that's as rare as rocking horse shit over there, Kimberly. It's normally paradise. Oh, that's awesome, Dylan. Great to see you as always, buddy. He doesn't normally get out here, but looks like he's on the way. Oh, it's a good while till we get to the flats yet, so after Eve, but yeah, we are in there this morning. You've got floods, Kimberly. Wow. Tropical rain. That'll do it. Well, come on. Oh, he's legged it up there. Bye. Not listening to me either. Don't be alarmed if you see him dart in front of the van. And there he is, straight in front, because he's an arsehole. Good morning, Lynn. How are you, mate? This is why I have to be very careful with him on the roads and keep an eye on him, because he's an absolute idiot. And like I say, when I drive off, I don't know whether it's because he knows it'll stop me or whether it's just that he's stupid and has absolutely no road sense. Oh, thank you, Callum. You don't need to gift, but thank you. But he always runs in front of the van. He is cute, Linda. I've got to give him that. But as you all know, he is an arsehole. But the thing is, if he sees a person or another goggy or something that takes his attention, he will just run straight across the road. So it might look like I'm fannying around with him, but I'm actually keeping a good watch on him, you know what I mean? Sometimes he'll leg it at something when I haven't noticed, and all I can hear is his feet going like the Flintstones when they're pedaling the car, you know. Is that right, Margaret Dance? Mississippi flooding from all the snow. Wow, that's had enough trouble down there. So I don't know, Kimberly. I don't know whether he's doing it on purpose because he knows it will stop me, or whether he's just stupid. I'd probably edge towards stupid with him. Oh, that sounds lovely, Sassy Eve. Made plenty of those in my time. I need to do a cooking live soon as well. Do one of my Indian specials from the ground up, with no pataks, all powder, all made from scratch. Stanty from Milkman, good morning. How are you, mate? Are you a delivery man, or do you work in the depot? What do you do? Both, says Steve. Yeah, you're probably right, mate. Never underestimate the intelligence of a Jack Russell. They aren't stupid. I know I call it him, but he's not, and nor was my one that I had. My one that I had. Here we sit. Look at him, like butter wouldn't melt, but he is a twat, aren't you? Hey, he's a beauty. Oh, I love him. Just squunch him up. Right, come on. Good morning, Kevy. How are you, buddy? Money, 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 money. So I was that excited. I sat in the pub last night on my own. I was doing my work. Finished off the last of my racing. Just put some tunes on YouTube because I can use the Alexa now. Well, the Amazon Fire Stick, which we've had for months. Well, come on. See, he's gone. Right, bye. Bye. Thank you. In you go. So yeah, again, once we are live in the pub, song requests are gonna make a comeback. And guess what, Stephen? I will put yours on first, because now I can shout my big mouth into the zapparoo and make the television do it by magic, rather than being drunk with my eyes looking at each other, trying to type into a bloody computer. I am going to connect the computer to the amplifier. I've bought a cable for that. It's very simple. It's just 3.5mm jack to 2 phono leads. But obviously we don't need to use it anymore, so I'm so excited about going live in the pub. And I can't wait to get my stereo sorted back in the living room as well, because I'm excited to have a vinyl night. You know, it reminds me of the times when I was 21, although I won't be smoking weed now because I don't smoke that anymore, but I used to sit with my mates, Pratty, his name was Ian Pratt, and my friend Darryl, who sadly passed away a few years ago from cancer. And we used to sit getting stoned and having a laugh and drinking booze. And what I would do, I was literally the DJ, kinda. I can't mix, nothing like that. My setup's not built to mix. But I'd put records on all night. We'd make tapes. I'd make a tape for one of them or the other, and it'll just bring back so many memories of like 30 years ago, basically. And it'd be nice to do it for Hayley and do her a nice cassette as well. WYWH, good morning. If you could perhaps give me a clue as to what your name is, your actual name, I'll give you a proper shout out. We will be in a minute, Sassy Eve. That's where I go after this little bit up in the hills. Oh, where's Shazza when you need her? She loves Erasure. Wanna look like some kind of fool. Right, let's go. Not a few weeks yet before it's light enough for you to see all the fantastic views in the hills, but it's coming. It is coming. You know what, Sassy Eve? I wasn't a big fan back in the 80s, but the older I get and the more I hear all their old hits, I can appreciate them a lot more now than when they first came out. Vince Clarke was a genius. Obviously, he was with Alison Moyet to start with. And if you actually listen to Andy Bell from Erasure, you'll see why, when he auditioned for someone to sing with him, he picked him. Because if you listen, he sounds an awful lot like Alison Moyet. I don't know whether anyone else has ever picked up on that. But one of Vince Clarke's little oddities, which I absolutely love him for, because I was kind of a little bit the same back in the day. He refused to use digital keyboards. They were electric, obviously, but he would only use analog keyboards. I was kind of the same when CDs came out. I was having none of this shit that, you can eat cornflakes off them. No, you can't. Fart on them and they're dead. You know, they weren't as bomb-proof as everybody made out. And I didn't like the sound. I thought it was too loud and harsh. Not that sort of soft, warm sound that you get from vinyl, you know. And I proved that to my mate. I keyed up a song on a CD with the same point as the song on the record, and I altered the volume so he wouldn't be able to tell which one was which, because obviously the CD's louder, and every time you pick the vinyl, it just has that warmth of sound to it, and the atmospheric sound. And what I've always said to people, that no, CDs are the future, this, that, the rest of it. The biggest, the biggest testament to vinyl being the best ever format for music is the fact that people sampled the sound of the static and the crackling onto songs. And that's the biggest compliment that CDs could ever pay to vinyl, because simply they can't do it. And it all adds character and atmosphere to the music, you know? Those of you that are like an audiophile like me, I'm proper into that kind of stuff and sound and whatnot. And if I won the lottery, trust me, I would spend literally hundreds of thousands of pounds on the world's best hi-fi. I am that fool. All right, come on, Pooch. Come on. Get a billabong for this one. Forgot it on Monday. Yeah, you'd be staggered when you see and hear the speakers in the living room. They literally shake the house. They're big floor-standing Kef Q90s. So they're about 3 to 4 feet tall. Phil, good morning, mate. How are you, buddy? And they are very powerful. Very powerful, very bassy. They lack the clarity of the Bowers and Wilkins speakers that I have, the B&W ones. But you've got to remember that I've had these for about 32 years. And when I bought the pair, originally, they were 650 quid. So you can imagine how much they'd be worth if they were still manufactured now, you know. Walt! Pooch! I haven't got a clue where he's gone. Right, bye! Bye, Walt! Up there you go, gotcha. Brilliant, Franklin, as always, within sort of 17, 18 minutes, 10k likes. There's a bit of a pattern showing now. Come on, move the clicker. When you're ready, there we go, he's in. Yeah, my dad had the reel-to-reel. He's actually, any of you ever watched The Repair Shop on BBC? It's one of my favourite programmes where there's a bunch of experts that all work there restoring things from teddy bears to metalwork to clockwork, electronics. Fantastic show, love it. Well, my dad has actually applied to go on there, and they did get back to him, because that Philips reel-to-reel radio cassette player that I was telling you about, I don't think it works anymore. And he's applied to go on the show and have it fixed. And I think if he does get the chance to go on, I'll go with him. So that'll be interesting. I can recount my story of listening to Billy Joel outside the bathroom. If it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't have the love of music that I do. And I've kind of fell out of love with it in the last few years, because you know, I haven't got my record player, I don't listen to CDs, I don't listen to a great deal of music anymore. And it's kind of resurfaced with me putting all these 80s songs on for you guys on the live, you know. And I want to find new artists to fall in love with now. And there's one in particular I have, Rhys Lewis. Oh man, what a talent. The young lad, AJ, I can't think of his name. But yeah, for a lad of his age to know and be able to do what he does, he's incredible. Hey, good morning, Lewis Papiani. All good in the hood, thank you. Easiest day of the week today. I want to get done. Handy though, because obviously I'm going to Liverpool this morning.
which obviously I can't wait for. Come on, Pooch. Let's go, Walt. Yeah, that'd be amazing if Dad could get on that show. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I love things like that because I can't do stuff like that. I'm useless. Come on, let's go. Oh, come on, Twinkle Toes. In the van. Thank you.
You got it. If I remember rightly, the sound from that Philips stereo isn't bad either. But, you know, things like hi-fi, really old hi-fi, don't ever knock it because it's better than the cheap mass-produced shite that comes from Japan now. You know, unless you're prepared to spend good money. Alden's golden as far as I'm concerned with hi-fi. They were built to last, hence I've had my 30 years. I mean, this integrated amp that I've just bought for the pub, you'd be looking at between £500 and £700 for that, I should imagine, when it first came out. It wasn't a cheap unit, you know, so for me to get it for a couple of hundred and not only refurbished but upgraded with the components on the circuit board, happy days. I'd love to put that in the living room just to hear how the Kefs sound on it. But it's all set up in the pub now, so I'm just waiting for my preamp to come and then I can get the lounge system working again. And it gives us another option to sit in there and watch telly, because more often than not, we'll just sit in the bedroom with the telly on. And we'll sit there all day, get up in the afternoon, you know, if Hayley's been up modding, I've been at work, we'll have a little sleep together. Generally, I'm up earlier than her, she'll get up like 2 or 3 hours after me. And then we'll just sit off in the bedroom all night. We watch telly, we'll eat our tea in there, as you've seen with in bed with TTM and I, which we need to do some more of those. We've took our foot off the gas with those and the pasty struts, especially since I've got a new pair of pasties. I bought a pair of Dunlop pasties for $15.99, I think, so I've made up with them. I'm not prepared to let go of the original pasties. Might even get them put in a glass cabinet to put on the wall as a memento of my time going live on TikTok. Good morning, Lane. How are you, mate? God, I'm waffling like a twat this morning. No one's saying much. Come on, Pooch. You guys aren't very talkative today. Come on, Pooch. Right then, let's change boots, have a look in the book, and then we can get off up into the hills. Today looked at your picture just to get me started, but you weren't there and I was broken hearted. The phone can't be too late, the boss is so demanding. Open the door up and to my surprise that you were standing. Who needs to go though? It's a hustle for another dollar. Be with you cause you make my heart scream and holler. Love is a gamble and I'm so glad that I am winning. We've come a long way and that this is only the beginning, oh my love. But yeah, good morning, Marky Mark. Who else have we got? Yeah, 80s all the way, Tammy. Oh, is that right, Lewis? What time will you be finished? VM, yes, I am the Milk Ninja. But yeah, Hayley introduced me to an artist called Reese Lewis, with a song called To Be Your Man, and I absolutely love it. We've sung it live lots of times. What I tend to do is, once I've found someone that I like, I'll kind of go through their catalogue of stuff and see if there's any other stuff that I like. And my God, one absolutely humble, talented kid this fella is. And what I'm going to do, when I've got a minute, I'm going to go on YouTube and use an online free downloader and pull off a lot of my favourite songs and make a folder of songs to put on the live. And a few of his maybe I'll save for the FGH, because I tell you what, you can't tell the difference between him in the studio and him live. He is that good a singer. You'll be finished around 10. Wow, that's a long day, Lewis. Are you on doorstep or semi-retail or both? I mean, if that was me, starting at 2 o'clock and getting done at 10, I'd probably start a couple of hours earlier. You don't want to be delivering at 10 o'clock when people are around. It's that they get in the way, you know what I mean? I suppose if it's semi-retail, you've kind of got to wait for the homes and the hotels and the shops to be open, but I've never bothered with semi-retail. Mike Oldfield, yes! Tubular Bells. What else? What group was he in? Was he in Genesis, Mike Oldfield? Can't remember now. But yeah, he did the music to The Exorcist, did he not? Elaine McShane, good morning. Kazza, good morning. Who was Mike Oldfield? Or he's just Mike Oldfield? Mike Oldfield. Marga. But yeah, he did Tubular Bells. I'm sure I've got that on CD single. I might even bust them out. I was going to sell them all because I've literally ripped every CD I've got and put it on the PC. So, I actually don't need a physical format of that music anymore. But I suppose if I had a hard drive failure, I'd be screwed. How will I know? Woo! How will I know if he really loves me? We heartbeat whenever we meet. Good morning, Trucker Tim fan. How are you, buddy? Leslie Oz, good morning. How's it going, guys? Right then.
Let's keep on keeping on. I need to start writing my taglines down and consider doing merch, I think. I'm all good and good, thank you, Trucker Tim fan. It's a nice evening. I think it's a bit cloudy. It's not clear. It's cool, it's dry, come on. And it's an easy day. And then, of course, I'll be doing my bonus drive live to Liverpool to see Hayley today. I'll be there probably till around 11:30. Come on. And of course, you'll get a bonus drive live back as well. So I'll be on this account from about 11:30ish tonight. I always start the live from the tunnel because the tunnel can cut us off. So I can't be arsed taking the risk of that and restarting and whatnot. So road ahead closed. Oh. Yeah, he's okey-coking all over the shop this morning, Lynn. Know about these things. Photographed milk bottles. Oh, I don't know about that, Franklin. A lot of people, well, although no one has asked us for a while, have said, when are you going to do merch? When are you going to do merch? We want to do it, we haven't sat down and sort of discussed how we're going to go about it, you know what I mean? And of course, it's extra stuff to do, because it's us that's got to pack it and post it, you know what I mean? Whoa! I suppose we'd have to get a P.O. box then if there was any returns, you know, because obviously any little smart arse that thinks they're going to get my address that way, it's not going to happen. Oh, bless you, Franklin. Thank you, buddy. Merch is a great idea. The thing is, Lynn, I'm not interested in doing it for any kind of financial gain. For me, you know, I'd want to make sure that the product was good at a reasonable price, you know? Buy quality, you buy once. Or at least they last for a long, long time. So we'll have to see. It's an idea, put it that way. Well, come on. Bye then. Bye. In you go. Thank you. No nuts. How will I know? Ooh, how will I know? Whenever we meet. I'm not going to skip songs today. Bit of a sad one, this, but I'll leave it on. Don't know who it is, actually. I can never remember. I don't know why. It just always reminds me of Rod Stewart, but I know it's not. Don't know the words to it neither, so you play it, I'll hum it. Come on, Pooch. I don't wanna talk about it. Sell a postcard of Walt's poor stamp. He's probably, tell you what, Franklin, to be honest, if we were to make any money from merch, it'd be a picture of that idiot's stupid little head on it, probably, going full screen air fist. Or, sorry, full screen paw fist. Walt! He's over there, look. Dickhead. He's a dickhead. Come on. Get in the van. Come on, show yourself. Thank you. Up. Lad. Right then. Forgive me, I can't read comments in a minute because I'm going to go up the Curly Whirly Road. A Walt calendar. Oh, that'd be good. You want to see him in his little harness that I've got for the GoPro. Did he do this song as well, AJ? Ah, well, maybe this is a cover of Rod then, I don't know. It always reminds me of him, you know. There's Joe Matteo there. Thank you, Joe. That's the Facebook group. The TikTok Milkman and I. Private VIP